Well, howdy fucking do, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hopefully everyone's doing a good day. Or, sorry, having a good day. Um, I'm severely tired. I just got off of a meeting, and right now we are still doing SCP. We're on day 3, I believe. And let's see, hold on. Yes, let's see. So today we'll be doing day 3. We'll be exploring the couple of interviews I have left, as well as trying to explore every other organization in the SCP universe. I'm trying to learn about that. And then I'm going to be offline maybe Wednesday. It says offline on my schedule, but I might do something because it's the 24th. It's a holiday here in Utah. So might do something for that. Thursday and Friday, I'm definitely offline. Saturday, I'm going to be doing SCP Day 4, which would be nice. And then Sunday, it's going to be Elden Ring. And I might play that with my my sister's boyfriend or my brother. And yeah, so that's pretty much the plan for this week. I was offline Monday, so don't worry, none of you missed anything. Anyways, let's get, what time is it? It's like 10:19. Hey, what's up? What's up, bruh? Just in time, man. I was just letting everybody know the schedule. Or I was just talking about the schedule. But, yeah, this one might be short, too, because I got a holiday tomorrow here in Utah. So it's like at the 4th of July, except we're celebrating when the pioneers came into the state. So we just do more fireworks. But I might end it today. I might end it early. We still got enough time, which is good. And... but yeah, we're going to continue where we left off with the, let's see if I'm right. Is it going to be, oh, my bad. We're going to be picking up with the Black Moon, then we're moving on to the End of Death, then SCP-001-You Are the Anomaly video, and then we're going to be trying to learn as much as we can about every other organization. Oh, you were watching people play Marvel Rivals? How was it? How did they like it? Because I might get it, and I might stream it. Because, like I said, when you showed it to me, it looked dope. It looked dope as fuck. So I'm definitely gonna play it for sure. It was sick. Oh, okay, cool. So yep, you convinced me more. I'm definitely gonna get it as soon as I get paid, and I'll probably stream it next week. We'll take a break from the SCP stuff, then I'll probably stream it next week once I get it on my PC, and we'll just enjoy and have some fun. But I might do a lot of gameplay, so it might be it'll probably be a week full of, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but it isn't, it definitely isn't, because like you said, and like the video showed me itself, it's definitely not. It has its own qualities, for sure. It's got everything else that, can make it not a clone of Overwatch. I mean, I get it from the first look, it's definitely going to look Overwatch adjacent, but it's not. It definitely has its own influences and everything else. I gotta ask for codes. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. I'll look more into that later. But yes, let me put my headphones on. Let me turn off my speakers here. And let's get to it, shall we? Oh, it's still in closed beta? Oh, okay. I'll get it when it comes out then, fully. If that ever happens. But I'll definitely play it once it comes out. Because, yeah, like, it definitely looks sick. So, sorry, I'm so goddamn fucking tired. Ah. Out of the way, you goddamn wire. Alright. That's, oh my gosh, I gotta fix that. Hold on. No. I'm gonna fucking move chat here for a second. That way we can see the whole thing. There we go. Alrighty. Let's get to it, shall we? There we go. Alright, hold on. Alright, Black Moon, here we come.
Hunting, gathering, fishing. The only thing on most of their minds was surviving to see the next sunrise. Yes, a simple life, free of complications. Until the hermit appeared. The boy would remember this man for eternity. Haggard and thin, skin weathered by time and pain. A man that,
Being old will do that to
emaciated,
you.
walking with a long, gnarled cane that honestly looked healthier than he did, shouldn't be alive. Even the boy, who had scarcely seen beyond the bounds of his village, knew that the hermit was unnatural, an aberration,
An
an
anomaly.
He walked into the center of the village, sat down on a large stone, and waited. Nobody dared ask his business, nor what the hermit waited for. Then, a few days later, the black moon howled. The boy saw the village's youngest hunter freeze one evening while out on a walk. Not simply stand still, but freeze. Then, for an instant, he became solid black, a coal statue.
I don't
And
know a
as soon
lot
as
about
he
the Black Moon,
changed,
bruh.
he was
It's
gone.
I mean,
Obliterated.
it's kind of new.
Not
I
a
think
trace of him remained.
I think the only thing I know is from what Windigoon told me when he was exploring the whole entire 001 iceberg, is that like basically what happens to you with it is that like it turns you all black and like kind of like an exact shadow in a sense, and then like you just disappear and turn to ash or something. And if I remember correctly, basically the old man tells the boy he is destined to fight the Black Moon. They have a huge war. Eventually, the young boy kills the Black Moon, goes back in time, and actually he's the hermit. That's the whole thing. It's like a cycle. So yeah, at least that's the theory. I think. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much all I know about
of
it.
the Black Moon. It can make any conscious being disappear in an instant. Turn
Fucking
black,
Thanos snapped
and
him,
wiped
man.
from our plane of existence, never to be seen again. Its choice of victims seemed at each instant.
You have a theory about
to
the Black
be
Moon? I'd love to hear it,
random,
honestly.
But it would come for all who lived eventually. This is known to some as the howling of the Black Moon. Later that same night, the boy found himself talking to the hermit, who asked with small, frantic eyes what he had seen. When the boy told him, he let out a deep, rattling sigh. The boy, curious, asked him if he knew about the nightmare he'd just witnessed. The hermit looked up. He'd been the first one in the hermit's millennia of pursuit that had ever asked.
Oh,
In
you
that
wait?
moment,
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
He knew that he had found his successor in the hunt for the death of ages.
But I'm going to remind you, so
The
don't forget
hermit
it.
told the boy it went by many names. The Great Finale, the Pale King, but most common of all was the Black Moon. The entity existed beyond the veil of our reality, a creature of pure energy, though nobody could really be sure of its true nature. The hermit had been tracking it, learning about it, and trying to destroy it for thousands of years. And yet it only took him 4 pathetic minutes to tell the boy everything he knew. The boy, knowing still that something about the hermit was unnatural, asked how he came to be in this position. The hermit told the boy he was the counterbalance, a kind of chosen one, destined to face and perhaps even defeat the Black Moon someday. The counterbalance receives a number of truly extraordinary gifts for inheriting the responsibility: eternal life, eternal youth, near physical immortality. But they will be haunted by their purpose, doomed to watch everyone they love die around them, as they continue to hunt their only true equal and opposite, the Black Moon itself.
That's gotta
The
be
hermit
terrible.
in his own eyes
That's the
had
kind of
failed
immortality
his
that
duty.
sucks.
He had grown weary.
I think
and
all
now
immortality
he
just
needed to
sucks,
pass
but
the duty
yeah, you
of
know what I mean.
counterbalance on to another. That other would be the boy. He
The
felt
boy.
a sudden and profound change, along with the knowledge that nothing would ever be the same again. He was no longer just the boy. Now, he was the counterbalance. He
He's
watched
him.
the hermit give him a slight nod
He's
of respect,
literally him.
and then crumble into dust before his eyes. The boy, the counterbalance, looked up at the sky and saw the stars twinkling, so bright and so beautiful. Little did he know his battle with the Black Moon would outlast every single one of them.
Dude, that's fucking
Does
crazy.
the Black Moon howl? Not
Just put all this
without
responsibility
blood. The boy
on a
grew
fucking
into
young
man
child.
as his village aged and then died around him. Decades passed, then centuries, then millennia. tens of thousands of years watching humanity develop and grow around him as he continued his pursuit of that one elusive foe. As science and diagnostic technology gained ground, absorbing and then evolving beyond all the old superstitions, the counterbalance gained a better understanding of the Black Moon, though even then, it still remained essentially a stranger. The entity was entropic, a being of pure randomness and chaos without consistent form. It didn't exist in our universe, but it could exercise its influence here with so-called obliteration events, much like the horrible fate that befell the young hunter from the village. But that
Mr.
was
Stark got him
only
feel
the
so good.
proverbial tip of the iceberg. The counterbalance track.
Mr. Counterbalance, I'm not feeling so good.
They were exceedingly rare at first. Something that occurred once every 1,000 years or so.
Bro's
like a
literally,
terrible
yeah, he
curse,
for sure.
But he couldn't help but notice a concerning trend emerging.
At that point, if I was that
happening
immortal,
once
I'd
a
just be like,
century,
yep,
then once a decade.
I'm technically
He could
Jesus.
feel the terrible future stretching out in front
You gotta
of
do
him.
it this way.
How, over their shared eternity, the Black Moon would gain more and more ground. Would there come a day where it took someone once a year, once a month,
Fucking the Black Moon was
a
responsible
day,
for
an hour, a minute,
COVID.
a second? It'd spell the end of all conscious life, a total victory for the Black Moon, the end of the universe, the death of ages, a complete existential obliteration. He was swept up in a sobering realization. He couldn't win this fight alone. However, while his hunt for the Black Moon had been largely fruitless, the counterbalance had discovered many other things along the way.
Excuse me.
Strange creatures, objects with extraordinary powers, and events that couldn't be explained with rational science. Perhaps something about these oddities,
Homie was the
these
founder of the SCP, wasn't he?
anomalies, would hold the key to defeating his timeless enemy. And it hadn't just been these objects, entities, and events. He'd also discovered some truly exceptional people on his travels, minds and skills that rivaled even his own, despite his age. Perhaps they would be the ones to help him win. With the 13 most brilliant and trusted people the counterbalance ever met, he decided to form a council. And from this council, they forged and directed an organization dedicated to understanding and counteracting the strange in all its forms.
Hell yeah, baby.
With the secret hope
The
that
Avengers.
their search into darkness would yield the answer to the Black Moon's downfall. He called it the SCP Foundation. They would secure the anomalous, contain it, and protect all of humanity from its influence. The counterbalance also took on a new title, befitting of his new role,
The Administrator.
And
Ooh,
even
I
the
know,
Black
baby.
Moon itself was given a moniker in hopes of robbing it of some of its frightening power. SCP-001. Does the Black Moon howl? Only at the blind. The year was now 1987. The SCP Foundation had been operating for over a century, and thanks to their secret possession of anomalous wisdom and technology, their own advancement was thousands of years ahead of the rest of humanity. While there still wasn't a silver bullet solution to the Black Moon, and its deadly howls were becoming all the more frequent as the decades went on, the Foundation did have some irons in the fire to combat it. Their ability to gather intel on both the entity itself and its obliteration events had improved considerably, thanks to their new global information network. Their top minds were also working on a highly classified device known as the Singular Conceptual Bunker, which may one day come in handy for combating the extra-dimensional entity directly. But the most valuable piece of information they ever gathered about the Black Moon was this: it couldn't howl when it was being watched. The very act of engaged observation defanged it. The problem is, how can you observe something that doesn't technically exist inside your own reality? In order to pull this off, the Foundation would need to get extremely creative.
That is
Thankfully, creative
interesting.
solutions to strange
How
problems
can you
are
see
the
something that doesn't
Foundation's
exist in your
specialty.
universe?
Flash
And
forward
that's the
to
only way to stop it, too.
1993.
That's interesting.
Enter Dr. Moto, a brilliant young scientist and conceptual engineer working for the SCP Foundation. With the administrator's consultation, he started
Did his
the
hair
Key
change? What the
Project,
fuck?
an arm of the wider Project Oromasdes, the umbrella initiative for
Automasdes?
using modified anomalous objects in the battle against the Black Moon. The goal of the Key Project was relatively simple. If people couldn't observe the Black Moon directly, then the Foundation could make proxies of the Black Moon that could be observed. almost like a kind of voodoo doll.
Interesting.
These new anomalies would only need to satisfy 3 criteria: the inability to operate when being observed, a hostility to conscious life, and the ability to end conscious life of their own volition when not being observed. Through conceptual engineering, a link theoretically could be forged between these objects and the Black Moon, allowing observation of them to stop the obliteration events. However, despite being a good idea in theory, Dr. Moto's efforts were marred with errors and tragedies.
Oh no.
One object wasn't deadly enough, simply appearing behind people in a threatening pose when they weren't looking. Another one killed purely through collateral damage, a giant sculpture of a human head that immediately attempted escape by barging through Site-01, the Center for Anti-Black Moon Operations, and killing 19 people in the process.
How the fuck did
Another
a
one of
giant head
Moto's
kill
objects,
19 people?
A huge black sphere simply immediately exploded, killing 12 people.
God
And in
damn.
the most horrific misstep of all, one of Moto's objects caused a mass death event in a nearby hotel, where 142 people were spontaneously incinerated when the object, a series of interlocking stalactites and stalagmites, were left unobserved for 0.2 seconds. Almost all of Moto's objects were terminated in the aftermath,
Jesus.
either being too useless or too dangerous to keep around. The young scientist felt a deep shame, but forged on. He made one truly brilliant creation that satisfied all the criteria: a sculpture, incapable of moving while being watched, but would snap the neck of the nearest conscious entity if it
What
left
I think
unobserved
that's
for
another
even a
SCP. I
fraction of a
forgot what
second.
number it is,
Its
but I know it
relatively
very
minimal
well.
killing left it easy to contain without causing mass deaths. And despite all of the other deaths that had sadly occurred during the key project, Dr. Moto believed that the lives saved in the long run by stopping the Black Moon's howls would justify the sacrifice. The problem is, the key project didn't stop anything.
No.
Not long after this, there was the first recorded double obliteration event in Rome, where a young tourist couple had both been obliterated simultaneously.
Fucking they got double
All
teamed
the
as
deaths in the
fucked.
key project had been for nothing. The Black Moon was only getting more powerful. The shame and the guilt was too much for Dr. Moto. He left a note in his office reading, "We've been looking at nothing. I'm sorry, Administrator. I failed you."
Which
Sir."
fucking
Moto's
bot
corpse was
fucking
later
shot
found
himself,
in the
didn't he?
sculpture's temporary containment chamber. His neck snapped. The key project was, in summary,
How you getting
shut
fucking
down,
off yourself
and
that way,
its
dude?
one
That's painful
surviving
as fuck.
creation transported to Site-19 in late 1993, where it was designated as SCP-173. Another painful failure for the Administrator. Back to the drawing board once more. Does the Black Moon howl? Not while the stars shine. Millennia stretched on. Almost
Not
everyone
while the
died except the
stars
Administrator
shine.
thanks to his gift. Or perhaps curse. As the counterbalance to the Black Moon, science marched on. The SCP Foundation marched on. But all this progress,
Fucking, I love that they
all
show the
this
passage of
power,
time of
was nothing
technology
against
through the fucking hover car.
incomprehensible influence of SCP-001. The Black Moon was howling more frequently than ever, all the way up to the year 3156,
God
when
damn.
the Foundation launched the SEEK project under the support of Project Oromastes. As more and more people were wiped out in frequent obliteration events,
Jesus.
the Administrator became painfully aware that perhaps the answers to the Black Moon problem wouldn't be found on Earth. Using state-of-the-art technology, with a little help from the anomalous, the SCP Foundation began work on an autonomous spacefaring vessel that could search the stars for the key to the Black Moon's destruction. It was an awe-inspiring creation. A huge craft powered by artificial intelligence with a universal translator, cryogenic units, and hundreds of autonomous drones to perform more targeted searches. SEEK was waved off into the unforgiving depths of space. The Administrator could only hope that it would come back with worthwhile answers. The first of the 3 notable planets SEEK arrived on was one theoretically capable of supporting human life, except for its brutal and constant blizzards and snowstorms. When SEEK's drones were deployed, they did discover signs of civilization based around sentient spherical creatures, but no signs of actual life remained.
Oh,
Records
shit.
and statues found across the planet seem to indicate that the Black Moon was responsible for the destruction of the planet's civilization,
God
causing
damn.
so many obliteration events that the remaining survivors went mad from the fear and stress, leading to mass death in the ensuing chaos. The next planet was discovered centuries later, in the year 3499. While this planet could also theoretically support human life, It suffered from frequent volcanic eruptions that rendered much of its surface a flaming mess. However, there were still the dormant ruins of a once advanced civilization of conscious beings. Much like the prior planet, they'd been driven extinct by Black Moon obliteration events a century before the Seek even arrived. Unlike the last planet, however, it seems that they accepted their fate and went gently into the night.
God
The
damn.
planet was now overrun by billions of armored bat-like creatures that operated on pure instinct, and thus were not considered conscious enough to be obliterated. The final planet was reached in 3764, and was the most fruitful of the three discoveries. This planet was hyper-advanced, fully urbanized, and covered in sprawling megacities, with records and technology over 1,000 years ahead of Earth. Before the Black Moon killed almost all of them, there were a species of humanoid telepathic fungi, and had developed an awareness of the Black Moon's existence that was on par with that of humanity's. They even had their own equivalent of the SCP Foundation actively working on countermeasures. And most amazingly of all, Seek found one surviving member of the species on the planet, cryogenically frozen. The craft was immediately instructed to collect the survivor and return home for interrogation. The administrator was preparing for what could be the most important conversation since he met the Hermit all those thousands of years ago.
Oh boy.
Does the Black Moon howl? Only when waning. When the surviving creature, codenamed Sage, was returned to Earth, the administrator was eager to finally speak with it. Like the rest of its now extinct species, Sage spoke through powerful telepathic mind waves, which only the administrator, thanks to his counterbalance abilities, was able to receive at close range without being harmed. Incidentally, it wasn't long until the very fact of the administrator's nature as a counterbalance came up in the mental conversation. Sage could tell, just by being in his presence. They discovered a number of vital truths over their brief time communicating. That Sage's survival had been pure luck, for starters. The Black Moon is still very much capable of obliterating conscious beings in an unconscious state. The administrator also learned that he was merely the latest in an extremely long line of counterbalances across time, space, and species. Though everyone but him had waived this duty, passed it on. Sage had one question to ask the administrator in turn. What is SCP? The singular conceptual bunker, being worked on and perfected for thousands of years by now, by the Foundation's top scientists and conceptual engineers. The administrator replied, "Victory, but it will take a very, very long time. Specifically, so long that he would see the stars go out around him, one by one." Shocked, Sage asked him what good victory would do him then. Rather than say it aloud, he replied with a thought. Sage paused and said, "I see. How blasphemous of you. Hopefully
How blasphemous?
After this, the administrator
What is he talking
proceeded to
about,
the
my
singular conceptual bunker and entered it, leaving instructions for the Foundation to be run by a newly formed O5 Council in his indefinite absence. Thousands of years later, in the year 5011, Sage spoke one more time, repeating the words, hopefully, before turning solid black and disappearing. The
No,
Black Moon
Sage.
had claimed one
No.
more victim, but billions more had gone in the interim. The administrator had no more answers to give. At least, no more answers that anyone but him would understand. He was inside the singular conceptual bunker now, loaded into a device known as Tome, an experimental memorial module meant to pick up and record all the last messages of every dying civilization across the universe. When the time finally came, all he could do was wait, and wait was exactly what we did. Does the Black Moon howl? Yes. Yes, it does.
Ooh.
Years pass, too many to count. It's a time after names now, and Tome sits in the very center drinking in the end of the universe. The last of all the human colonies across the universe were obliterated by the Black Moon back in the year 7329. So long ago. But some of the final messages of fear, panic, and distress still echoed around in the administrator's mind. Hello? Is there anyone here? We require assistance. It's taking people every day. We need help. There's barely anyone left. We need help. Hello? Hello? Cabal 0943, we have abandoned the false flesh. We have abandoned the false flesh. The shepherd's crook broken neath my knee. Cabal 0943, Cabal 0943, forgive us! Forgive us!
God damn, the voice acting
Beneath
didn't
the
need to
sun.
be that
It's
hard,
so
my
dark
guy.
outside now. It's blotted out the sun. I have to go now.
Respond. First convenience. Emergency. Situation developing. Require additional resources.
My fault, your fault, our fault, my fault, your fault, our fault, my fault, your fault, our fault! Rip my brain out now, rip my brain out now!
Jesus
And
Christ.
a small child, the last on Earth, simply asking, hello? Into an indifferent microphone. But the administrator had to wait, as the singular conceptual bunker became the solitary conceptual bunker. He was the last conscious being in the universe, and still he needed to wait as the stars went dark outside. Only when there was nothing outside but black was it finally time for the counterbalance's long game to play off. There was nothing left of our universe. The only thing here was the SCP and the Black Moon itself. With everything else gone, the Black Moon only had one conscious being left to obliterate. It opened the door to the solitary conceptual bunker and stepped inside.
It opened the fucking door? How?
This doesn't make sense. How can the Black Moon, an entity beyond our dimension, beyond physical form, take a step? Good question. The same question, incidentally, that was going through the Black Moon's mind as it entered the bunker. It didn't look at all how the entity expected. It was like a bar, a counter, with rows of bottles behind it, a jukebox playing in the corner. A man stood behind the bar cleaning the glasses. The counterbalance.
I've been expecting
the
you.
Administrator. He said, well, there you are. Certainly took your time. Can I pour you a little something? This only served to increase the Black Moon's confusion. It had form here. Dark smoke compressed into a vaguely humanoid shape. It could speak. It could think. None of this made any sense. The being that had just wiped out all conscious life and seen the very death of the universe was truly and utterly confused. The administrator just seemed to be enjoying himself, preparing for a confrontation hundreds of billions of years in the making. The singular conceptual bunker, or perhaps the singular containment bunker, was a truly ingenious creation. A place of pure ideas, where everything inside was on the same level. Here there were no immortals, no gods, just ideas on the same level playing field. And it was time for the Black Moon's idea to come to an end. It was a trap, and the entire universe was the bait. Without warning, the administrator pulled up a shotgun from underneath the table and unleashed both barrels into the Black Moon's chest. The creature took the hit and fought back, dragging the administrator to the ground.
Just
beating
fucking
him,
blasted it.
strangling
Jesus
him.
Christ.
He could feel the light fading under the monster's relentless assault.
Just fucking said,
Until he managed
pulled
to
out
get
the
his
fucking
desperate
thing,
hands
pulled
on
out
the
the
glass
stick and went
ashtray.
bam.
He beat the monster over the head with it until its grip loosened, and he was able to slide out. There, the killer of the universe was on the ground before him. He grabbed the monster, held it in place, and beat it to death. He was gravely injured by the battle, but the Black Moon was
Jesus.
no more. Here in the singular conceptual bunker, he had won. The administrator, no longer the counterbalance in the absence of the Black Moon, hobbled over to the jukebox, produced a single beautiful coin from his pocket. He pushed the coin into the slot, wheezed a pained breath, and said, "The thing is, this place is only information. There's nothing else out there. Not even matter. The universe closed its doors a long time ago. But this place can go from information back to matter with just the press of a button." Let's see what happens when we introduce something to nothing. For a second it looks as though he might fall, but he doesn't. Instead, he slams the button on the jukebox, and with a relieved laugh says, "Let there be light." And there was light. Now go check out
Hallelujah, brother.
SCP-001, which is the real 001, and SCP-001-EX, a good boy, to unravel more of the many mysteries of the legendary SCP-001.
Well, that was an interesting one. All right. Oh wait, I think I actually did hear about this. Um, oh yeah, no wait, I remember hearing about this one too. Uh, that's an interesting. Let's see, hold on. That's an interesting theory on God. That actually makes a lot of sense with it being the narrative, uh, with the narrative tropes. That's interesting. You might be onto something, bro. Honestly, that's a pretty good theory. That's a damn good theory. Oh God, that's a damn good theory. Shit, bro, you need to get a hold of MatPat right now. That's a damn good one, honestly. Because I remember hearing about the whole narrative tropes things and how it's like it's a good one. Does the Black Moon howl? Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, it fucking got shot. 5 head. Oh, what the hell was that?
SCP Foundation,
That one.
long since dead.
Shut up. Alright, next one. Death, thou shalt die in the death scenario. Alright, next one is The End of Death by the Exploring series. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna subscribe. I just forgot about that. Oh, okay, I like this guy. I'm gonna like it just straight up because I know it's gonna be the fire.
Dying is a perpetual fear.
Oh,
man.
sorry. Yeah.
The end of death. Dying is a perpetual fear for mankind.
Yes,
both
it is.
For ourselves and for others we care about.
Indeed.
Fear of death guides many of our actions through life, for most people.
Indeed, it
And
does.
humanity has continued to evolve and develop in order to prolong our lives as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
In the SCP universe, death is a common horror, as countless anomalies are responsible for increasingly horrific ways for people to die, from civilians.
It could
POS,
honestly.
to MTS,
That
and so on.
last scene could honestly definitely be like an amazing ending to like an anime, where like he's finally defeated the villain, but like he's all alone, and then he's like, but I had a trick up my sleeve. See, I've recorded all of human knowledge into this one computer, and this one computer can start it up all again with just the press of this button, and yeah, it could be something like punching the anti-spiral. That'd be nice. Just literally just him, like it's the final. He's almost near death. The villain's already dead over there, and he's like, "All right." And like he explains, like in a narration, that's like, "This is it," and then like he just presses the button. As soon as everything starts going wrong, he's like, "Let there be light," and then bam, that's it. Just cuts. Be nice. Be like a really cool ending to something.
An individual that's unable to die, such as Dr. Bright, Connor from the Confinement series, or SCP-076, can be a valuable asset or a dangerous weapon. But what if no one could die? What if death ceased to exist as a concept, and every person and animal had immortality forced upon them? The Foundation has considered the consequences of such a situation, believing the likelihood of it occurring to be near impossible. Today we'll be looking at a timeline in which that exact scenario plays out, called the End of Death. Much like the Broken Masquerade timeline, this is a separate canon that combines both tales and various SCPs, so it's just a fun alternative look at the SCP universe.
Interesting.
The End of Death occurred instantaneously, like someone just flipped a switch. In that moment, death no longer existed as a fundamental concept of our universe, at least for animals. Nothing was brought back from the dead, and people don't become zombies or anything like that, but things just didn't die, regardless of damage done to their bodies. We get our first major look at how the Foundation handles things with SCP-3984. We're given a note left by a doctor working on studying the end-of-death situation, Dr. Emily Young. Two things become immediately clear. The Foundation doesn't know what caused this situation, and they don't know how to revert things back to normal. As it is then, their goal is to contain the situation, not from public awareness, obviously, but by preventing this anomaly from causing the breakdown of society. 3984 is interspersed with elements of a tale, in which an outside individual is reading through the document along with us, and commenting on various sections. This person comments, with some suspicion, on the fact that Dr. Young is deliberately telling her underlings to not bother looking into what caused the end of death. Perhaps some people in the Foundation know more than they're letting on. That brings us to the main portion of SCP-3984 then, in which the Foundation attempts to look into an alternative way of inducing death.
Inducing death.
Another remark mentions that researching any way into reversing the end of death, or looking into its origin, is strictly prohibited. The Foundation definitely knows more than they're letting on.
Yeah, no shit.
Specifically this Dr. Young. We learn that the end of death occurred on September 12th, 2020, at the time of the last globally recorded human death. The effect doesn't heal anybody in any way, doesn't prevent aging, and doesn't prevent injuries. Overpopulation is a primary concern then, of humans, of course.
I would
but
assume
also of
so,
animals
because
and insect life.
I would assume so that overpopulation would be a huge threat. Because if no one can die, and the population keeps rising, we're going to be running out of space, food, locations to live, everything. That's going to collapse a fucking ton. And we're just going to be overpopulated to the point where we'll probably start building continents on the sea, which is really fucking crazy to think about, but that definitely would be a problem. Overpopulation, oh boy. And to be fair, I think there's we still have places here in the world that haven't been colonized in any sort of way or form yet, as far as we know of. For example, Antarctica, definitely, like, I don't think there's anybody living there. There's still parts of the rainforest that are unexplored. There's just a bunch of wilderness that for miles and miles and miles just haven't been inhabited. So there's still technically space, but just like nowhere anybody reasonably would live.
It's predicted that widespread starvation will break out in 20 years' time. And while governments around the world begin to work together to manage the situation, the SCP Foundation looks into innovative ways to kill people. These experiments are led by Dr. Young, and they become increasingly dark in nature. Things start off basic enough, as one D-class is told to strangulate another, to no effect.
Just
Another
did it without
D-class
even
is
question. That's
strangled with
crazy.
a belt, resulting in damage to the ligaments in their neck, but not death.
Okay, so
Next,
so
a D-class is
okay, so what they mean by like immortality here is that like whatever happens to your body is still affected, but you're still alive no matter what. For example, again, like he said, the ligaments in his neck were fucked, but he was still alive. So basically, and they didn't mention any type of like regeneration abilities too. So it's definitely where, like, say if I have my arm blown off and I was bleeding, it literally, they could just stop it, but my arm isn't going to be able to be reattached. I mean, maybe it might be able to be reattached, but it might be just there and like I'm still alive. Or it's the same thing with me being stabbed in the neck. I'm gonna feel it, but I'm not gonna die, and it's not gonna heal. I mean, it might heal. I don't know, but they said that he hasn't returned back to a broken neck state, so he's probably still has a broken neck and everything else and just is alive.
placed in a vacuum with no oxygen and left overnight. The end result was burst blood vessels, permanently impaired motor and speech skills,
But he was still
and
alive,
widespread paralysis,
wasn't he?
but not death.
I was right.
Another D-class is cut significantly on her wrists and ankles, resulting in the loss of 80% of her blood. They then reintroduce the blood back to her body the next day, resulting in the loss of sensation in half of her body and significant loss of mental capabilities. More D-class are poisoned, starved, exploded, and so on.
I would not want to
Not
be
one
a
of them
D-class
died.
in this situation, dude. It's
One
fucked.
D-class was decapitated, and they remained conscious, but began showing signs of suffocation and blood loss before being put in cold storage. We learned that the individual commenting on this article is this D-class, who apparently recovered at some point.
Recovered?
More experiments occur, each resulting
How?
in incredibly grim fates
No,
for the
how the
D-class.
fuck? There is no fucking way. Yeah, apparently the D-class recovered from fucking having his fucking head cut off. If the SCP, unless the SCP used some fucking weird ass fucking other SCP or fucking tech to fucking rearrange his head back on and connect it all back to his body like nothing fucking happened. That's the only way I'm gonna believe this shit. How the fuck? You know what? It's the SCP universe. I'm not fucking questioning. I shouldn't be questioning shit. It's all just weird ass shit, unexplained shit that I will never figure out.
Until suddenly, Dr. Young seemingly decides to experiment on herself by shooting herself in the head.
Oh fuck! Oh, I
She
knew it.
severs her brainstem, disconnecting her brain from the rest of her body, resulting in her being unable to communicate or perform any motor functions. She is replaced on the project by Dr. Michaels. Dr. Michaels' first experiment involves lethally injecting a monkey, which of course doesn't kill it. But they learn that the end of death seems to also be preventing forced
These motherfuckers are sick. Fucking Young was just like, yep, let me just fucking. And then the other guy was like, yeah, let me fucking just death row this fucking monkey. I get it, it's experiments, but like, did we? You were already doing it with humans. Then you went down a step to fucking animal testing. You're just going in reverse. Like, did we really need to kill the monkey? Did we really? Like, if it didn't work on a human, what makes you think it's gonna work on a fucking animal? Goddamn fucking idiots. I swear to God. The greatest minds, supposedly, in the SCP Foundation, yet these jackasses couldn't fucking common knowledge this shit and be like, oh yeah, if it didn't work on a human, it's definitely not gonna work on an animal. Like, what the fuck?
consciousness. Presumably, it's not preventing sleep or anything like that, but they were unable to cause the monkey to slip into unconsciousness through chemical means. The monkey ended up recovering with no side effects. They move on then to another monkey, specifically with the goal of inducing unconsciousness, using a variety of sedatives and anesthetics. Nothing works. Unfortunately, things get pretty rough for the next monkey, as they remove its brain from its skull, chemically dissolve it, and then run it through a blender for good measure. They then test this mixture to determine.
Why? Why would you? I get it. It's to induce as much damage as you can to see how the monkey, if the monkey's gonna be still, if it's like still gonna be alive and it's not gonna die. But like, that has to be the most insane shit. Fucking took it out of its head, fucking ran it through a blender, fucking scrambled it like it's some fucking type of smoothie. And if they say they fucking drank it or gave it to another monkey, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking lose my goddamn mind. That's fucking evil. This is some evil shit.
If any electrical activity is present. It would seem that the monkey's brain is still alive, as far as we understand it, but they couldn't determine if the monkey was still conscious. The summary of their research, then, is not that the end of death resulted in immortality, per se, but more specifically that it resulted in an inability for the brain to lose function, at least not completely. We then see a collapsible section at the bottom with the text, Damarum restricted. If the word Damarum sounds familiar, you either know some German, or you're acquainted with SCP-2718. I've covered 2718 on the channel previously, if you're interested, but basically it's a cognitohazard, an anomaly that affects an individual's mind, that causes them to firmly believe that they can no longer die. Instead, they will consciously waste away for all eternity.
Oh God.
Damarum is a special containment class specifically designed for 2718. SCP-2718 predates the creation of the End of Death canon, but it certainly inspired it. Unfortunately, we don't get to see what's behind this restricted file, as the individual reading this document doesn't have access to it. The file is apparently called Project Damarum, and the person is determined to get into it to find out why Dr. Young spent so long experimenting on humans without reason.
Let me
And
in.
why research in
Let me
human
in.
death is forbidden. They are interrupted, however, by Foundation agents, who capture the individual.
God damn it.
We'll get back to the whole Damarum thing in a moment, but you might be wondering how the Foundation solved the insect problem. With exponential insect population growth and no way to kill them off, insects would quickly cover the entire world.
Indeed.
Fortunately, the Foundation had created a chemical prior to the End of Death that would turn out to be quite useful.
Ah.
The chemical, SCP-3287, is a sterilization gas that comes in 3 varieties, although it took a little while for the Foundation to realize exactly what each variety did.
Okay.
The first version
So you made 'em-
sterilizes any living subject, preventing them from reproducing.
Okay. Simple.
The second version confused the Foundation for a while, as any of the D-class they tested it on seemed to already be sterile. The third version seems to have never been tested. Of course, what's actually happening is a bit of messing with the timeline, as the second version makes it so that the individual has always been sterile,
Whoa.
potentially erasing any children they might have had. And
Whoa.
the third version makes it so that the individual's parents have always been sterile, erasing them.
Whoa.
These
What?
versions can easily lead to some messy time changes,
No shit.
erasing quite a bit of things from existence. The Foundation authorized the usage of SCP-3287 after the End of Death, allowing them to easily control population growth of animals and insects without messing too much with any timelines.
Nice.
A side effect of the temporal shenanigans, though, the Foundation wasn't even sure
Temporal
why so many animals
shenanigans.
were now sterile, blaming it on the End of Death itself.
Makes sense.
Various SCPs related to death were also affected by the situation.
Oh boy.
SCP-1440 was an old, immortal man that caused the eventual destruction of anything nearby that was connected to humanity. He was now captured by the Foundation, pending reclassification to neutralized.
Oh. Interesting.
SCP-2935, the cave that led to the completely dead world, was now just a normal cave.
Oh.
SCP-2718, the Damarum cognitohazard, was missing from the Foundation servers.
Ooh, okay. That's
In
more
the years
interesting.
following the End of Death,
I wonder what
other
happened
groups
to that one.
besides the Foundation began looking into alternative means of death. Anomalous inventor Dado sold a number of pills, SCP-3866, to a medical facility in Florida that began to offer euthanasia. The pills didn't actually kill anyone, of course, but it caused individuals to enter a hibernation-like state, lowering their brain activity and slowing their heart rate to 1 beat every 34 days.
God damn. What the
It's
fuck?
estimated a human could survive for at least 3,000 years in this state, and so the medical facility buried patients behind the facility after administering the pills.
What the fuck?
Unfortunately, the drug would soon run out of their systems, causing them to return to normal. Marshall, Carter, and Dark caught wind of this and began replicating the pills, hoping to make the effect last indefinitely. Thanks to some helpful research from Prometheus Labs, they created hypnotraline, a similar pill that self-replicates inside of an individual's bloodstream, creating a permanent effect.
Ah.
They sold the pills for $5 million each. A high
5
price,
million?
but
Holy
a person
fuck.
would really only need one. A group in Russia later attempted to create their own version of hypnotraline, but instead of causing hibernation, instead increased brain activity so that an individual would perpetually suffer from lucid night terrors.
Ah, shit.
This bootleg drug spread to approximately 39% of Russia's elderly, sick, and impoverished, and those afflicted became known as screamers.
Oh, fuck.
Demand for hypnotraline spiked after this to neutralize the bootleg drug, so MC and D would later spread their own version of this faulty drug to artificially create demand for hypnotraline.
Oh, shit.
In return for their help, Prometheus Labs was able to develop a process for brain transplants, as human bodies began to decompose with age, and the wealthy were able to have their brains placed into younger bodies.
Oh, what the fuck?
24 years after the end of death, the D class that had been previously decapitated went to Dr. Michaels to ask her about Project Damaru, and why research into the end of death was prohibited. Dr. Michaels dismisses the D class, but decides to look further into this so-called project. By this point, Dr. Michaels has had...
No, I forgot to, bro. I'm sorry. My bad. I got so tired after that stream. I literally just kind of fell asleep. And, I literally went on my bed, turned on my Xbox, was watching stuff. Next thing I know, I was fucking ass out. I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning with that shit. But, I'll definitely look into it again. And definitely watch it and definitely give my feedback to you through Discord. Because if you made it, I'm pretty sure it's full of interesting ones. Because you've been leading me straight so far with these amazing, with like the other SCPs. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out for sure. Oh. Oh fuck. All right, I think so this one. I think maybe after this one, I'll have to end it because I'm just super fucking tired. And the last thing I want to do is fall asleep on stream. So after this one, I'll probably end it. And then, but don't worry, we'll pick right back up on... Oh my gosh, wrong one. We'll pick right back up on Saturday. And with Saturday, I'll have more time to actually do stuff. So, yeah.
Had 4 brain transplant operations, each
Oh,
funded by the Foundation.
Sorry, wrong thing.
It seems Dr. Young eventually makes a recovery from her gunshot to the head.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Michaels emails her about Project Damaru. She also emails her about her brother Tony, who used to work alongside Dr. Young, and apparently died 10 days prior to the end of death in some sort of heroic mission.
Died.
Dr. Young is glad to provide info on both, and sends her a number of files. One of them is a draft of an SCP file related to Project Damaru, SCP-3448. SCP-3448 is a machine composed of various bits of technology used in MRIs and particle accelerators, and enhanced with various anomalous rituals. The purpose of the machine is to allow an individual to die while remaining in contact with the world of the living. This, in turn, is the primary tool used by the Foundation as part of Project Damaru.
Oh, okay. I'll do it there then. I'll give some feedback on that one then.
Enters the machine,
no problem.
they are placed into a
3 rendered, huh?
state,
I'll give that one a look
ceasing
too.
all bodily functions, but their consciousness is free to roam away from the body. Only one person so far has been successful in utilizing the machine outside of preliminary testing. Dr. Michael's brother, Tony. He is still currently strapped into the machine, as the Foundation continues to communicate with him through electrical signals. Tony's first few days in 3448 were very hazy, as his consciousness experienced various inexplicable images and scenes.
Interesting.
Several
What did he
of them
see?
involved insects, which Tony has a fear of. The implication is that death is a personal experience for everyone. Tony encounters a girl, who the Foundation first suspects is another half-dead individual somewhere in the world, but the girl resembles his sister as a child.
No.
The presence of insects continues to ramp up, as large swarms of bugs begin to chase after him.
Oh man, fuck that too.
The Foundation begins looking into
Large
any
bugs
way
coming
they
after me?
can to
Oh, I'd
help
piss
out
my
Tony
fucking
while he's in
pants.
this half-dead state.
That's for sure.
They decide that since any living thing that's half dead gains access to this conceptual existence, perhaps they could half kill an object. They acknowledge this is as dumb as it sounds, and they're grasping at straws, but they are determined to make Project Damroom work. They decide to send him a lighter.
That sucks, dude.
Disassembled lighter into the machine.
Can't render it in
turning it
5
on
fucking
while
seconds.
finishing the
That
disassembly.
sucks.
Sure enough, it seems to work, as Tony soon has a lighter in his hands. The lighter looks like it helped out, too, as there are soon...
Hopefully that gets
insect
fixed, or you could
corpses all
like just
around.
find a better computer. And just
Unfortunately,
transfer the
girl
files
was
through
seen
there.
stabbing Tony with a sharpened bone, so the Foundation sends in a handgun. Things get really dark after that, with the Foundation receiving images filled with burning chains, and skeletons, and plenty of the color red.
Jesus Christ.
Tony uses the handgun to kill the girl, and the imagery changes to a blooming field, with insect corpses raining from the sky.
Oh, God.
A few minutes later...
Oh, that's good. You're saving up money to buy one. That's awesome. I had to save up a lot of money to buy the PC I have now, like $400.
Even though he should have. They then receive a call from 05-4, the overseer that approved...
Hopefully you save up enough and get it, man.
who
Hopefully.
congratulated them on their success and told them to burn all of their research. Earlier, I said that the purpose of Project Damroom was to contain the cognitohazard known as death. The Foundation, or at least just 05-4, apparently wanted to contain the Grim Reaper so that they could bend it to their will, making immortals as they go, or perhaps killing people at will. Unfortunately, they had absolutely no idea what they were doing, and they ended up shooting it in the head, killing it.
They shot death.
Thus, the end of death, for everyone, with no way to bring it back.
Damn it,
That's why the
05.
Foundation doesn't want people looking into what
You
caused the end
fucking
of death,
killed us. You ruined our
because
lives.
it was them, and there's no way to fix it. Dr. Young went on to research another SCP, SCP-4514, an anomalous switchblade. When the knife is used to injure an individual, and it causes significant damage to the brain, heart, respiratory system, or causes the loss of at least 40% of their blood, they will die. That probably sounds pretty standard for a knife, but the anomalous part is because of the end of death. This knife can kill people regardless, making it incredibly valuable. The knife was found in the year 2030, after a drunk killed another drunk.
Oh,
And
500
the local paper
smackaroonies?
published a story about it.
That's nice, man. That's
Pretty
nice.
unusual occurrence after no one died for 10 years.
That should... Hey,
Dr. Young began experimenting.
celebrating, baby. Let's go. $500 for you. Let's go. Let's hope you get that. Let's hope you get that PC, man. So we get that computer, brother. You deserve it, man. Come on, you've been working hard, saving up that money for it. I think you deserve it, my guy. No problem, no problem. Again, let me know as soon as you get it. Hopefully everything works out, and everything works a lot better than what you have now. And yeah, I just hope everything goes. Hope you get it. Hope everything works out for it.
With the knife, proving its capabilities, and D-Class began volunteering to be tested on. Eventually, Foundation personnel began volunteering as well, including a 149-year-old site director. Dr. Young was finally taken off the project by the Ethics Committee, who decided that they couldn't use the knife to kill everyone who wanted to die, so therefore it was unfair to be used on a select few. We learn a little later that the SCP-4514 document has been edited a bit, obscuring the origin of the knife. The drunk that used the knife was a Foundation agent, who received it as a gift prior to the end of death. The person that gave him the knife was Tony Michaels. We also later get a bit more information about 05-4, the man responsible for all of this. He had developed a fear of death after losing a number of family members in quick succession,
Oh boy.
and wanted to find a way to make certain individuals immortal. Obviously, he messed up, and immediately ordered the team to burn all the research so that no one found out. At the O5 council meeting right after the end of death, as the others began discussing population control and researching what happened, O5-4 asked why they needed to fix it.
Yeah, it's more of a tale, not an SCP itself. It's definitely the way he said it. It's more of a tale than an actual SCP because there's not an actual object or entity or anything else. It's more of an event that happened. So it's definitely more of a tale. Kind of like I guess we can think about it like how the Montauk House was. It's like how he explained it too was like it wasn't just one thing, it was multiple things, but we still classified it as a single event. So yeah, it's technically an SCP in a sense, but that's about it. But yeah, it's more of a tale than that, than anything.
He was, at the time, happy for his immortality, but was worried that the Foundation would eventually reverse the situation. 10 years down the line, he proposed that they reclassify immortality as non-anomalous, the new baseline that they don't attempt to fix. The proposal passed, and life went on. 100 years later, the world had completely adjusted to immortality, with people being born on the planet with no knowledge of death.
Interesting.
Dr. Michaels and Dr. Young had joined up to go to the site of SCP-3448, where Tony was still hooked up to the machine in a half-dead state. They began to work to try and revive Tony, discussing the possibility of putting his consciousness into a robotic shell, which will then go to a robotic afterlife where they can retrieve it. It's complicated, to say the least, so I won't get into it.
Sounds damn straight
05-4
complicated.
finds out that they're poking around 3448, and is worried that they'll somehow reverse the end of death. So he sends in an MTF, the Red Right Hand, under the cover that it's a Chaos Insurgency facility. Meanwhile, Dr. Michaels enters the half-dead afterlife in an attempt to retrieve her brother. It's a unique and perplexing exploration log that I recommend checking out for yourself if you're interested in the tale Where Death Used to Live. She finds Tony in a field. They embrace, and she tells him she's here to get him out. He says he's not leaving, as he's been working on a way to fix things.
Ah.
He has a garden hoe that he apparently used to kill people while in this afterlife, but it stopped working as well. Eventually, Dr. Michaels ends up in another room with a teddy bear, which has been present throughout this afterlife.
What?
The teddy bear speaks to her, telling her that it's had a lot of conversations about death with Tony, and it thinks it knows what death is. It says that death is just the end of a story, and if the story doesn't finish, it spirals out of control and loses focus.
Makes sense.
Death is just the final page of life's story. This place is where, in the teddy bear's words, the deadlines for the manuscripts get enforced. Since communication is down, however, the authors of people's lives think they have all the time in the world to keep writing, with no end. So how does the story end? Perhaps not as climactically as he'd like, but the Michaels communicate with Dr. Young, who goes to visit their father, who was supposed to die at the start of the end of death.
Who was supposed
Dr. Young
to?
finds him in his apartment and chokes him until he enters the half-dead afterlife,
Jesus.
where he briefly reunites with his children before they use the garden hoe combined with Tony's knife, SCP-4514, to lay their father to permanent rest.
Oh.
Dr. Young then hangs herself, and she too is finally given her wish of death by the Michaels.
Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I just... Okay, now I gotta check out that story, because that sounds wild as fuck. Just like, hey, You want a spot on here, and you don't kill us?" And then Death was like, "Fuck it, man. Yeah, sure." That sounds interesting as fuck. So I'll look it up the next time we do. Well, on day 4 of this stuff.
Dr. Michaels and her brother are capable of permanently killing people, but it seems they can only do it when people enter this half-dead state. And since not many people end up there anymore, the end of death will continue to go on. There are plenty of other stories within the end of death canon. This was only a look at the basic premise and the main storyline.
Oh, so it's only
Dr. Michaels and Dr. Young.
So there's multiple. It's a whole timeline.
Broken masquerade canon, when things are wildly chaotic for a while, normalize, and then life is just pretty interesting, the end of death is decidedly depressing. Death is a common fear for many of us, and plenty of people wish for longer lives, for themselves or for loved ones. It's not unbelievable that a person in 05-4's position would go to such lengths just to stave off death for a few people.
I've only heard of Ouroboros in passing. I knew it was an 001 file, but I didn't know it was like something like that. But I'm definitely gonna check it out, probably read it on my own time, and then maybe see if we can find a video about it for sure. And while it might be long, it definitely should be entertaining because, again, I love some of the concepts in this whole entire universe. Fuck it, I'll do an entire stream for it. I probably will, because that sounds interesting as fuck. I'll probably look into more of this other canon stuff, because he mentions the Broken Masquerade canon, and that is something I haven't heard of, so I'll definitely probably read that on my own time. But for the Ouroboros stuff, since I kind of also do like always the concept of life and death and like a bunch of stories, I'll definitely... Exploring Series has a video. Oh, sweet. Okay, I'll definitely check it out on his channel, and we'll definitely stream it for sure. And then whatever else we can find, we'll definitely stream it. Because this sounds like an interesting-ass concept, and I definitely want to stream it with you and everyone else that watches. So, yeah. That sounds interesting as fuck. We're definitely going to 5 parts? Well, fuck it. We're doing it. You know what? That will be day 4. We'll do for SCP day 4, we'll do the Ouroboros. For sure. We'll do Ouroboros for day 4.
It's easy to see that death is something that we can look at with bitter thoughts, but it's absolutely a necessary part of life. There are a lot of horrible and horrific things in the SCP universe that can kill you, but perhaps not being able to die is the worst one of all.
True. I think I would love to be immortal, don't get me wrong, but the pain of seeing everybody pass before you is gonna break you in a lot of ways. And then you just living way past your time is also gonna break you. And if you're not doing anything productive with your immortality, it just sucks. But at the same time, it's just like... immortality sounds cool right off the bat. But again, depending on what kind of immortality, because there could be you die and your soul is immortal, but not your body. Or you could be immortal like Deadpool in a sense where, I think Deadpool has the best type of immortality in a weird way because... he gets shot, he gets his hand cut off, everything else, but it regrows and he's able to come back from almost every type of damage. That's a nice type of immortality. But at the same time, it's going to suck because you still feel that shit. And again, you're going to live past all of your friends, your family, everything. And it's just going to feel like you're just going to dissociate for a long time. That could be like a whole ass villain origin story. Oh shit, that's Vandal Savage from DC. This is like dead ass. Well, to be fair, I don't think Vandal Savage gave a shit right off the bat. He literally was just a villain from the beginning, but could be something like that. All right. Unfortunately, you know what? It's 11:26. What's this one? 21 minutes. 26. Mr. Immortal. Hold on, I never heard of this guy. Let me look this up. Oh. There is no way he made his fucking debut in fucking She-Hulk. Oh, God, no. Oh yeah, that's a nice type of immortality, I guess, because you die, and then you come back. Your body probably, also regenerates and everything else. That's a nice touch, yeah, for sure. Interesting though. I gotta learn more about this guy. I've never heard of him, so I'm definitely gonna check him out. Cause like Frogman too, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm hearing about so many Avengers I've never heard about. This is gonna be interesting as fuck. Frogman though, that's wild. Let me look. Let me look up Frogman. There we go. Images. Okay, he's kind of goofy looking, but he looks entertaining enough. Definitely a gag character in a sense, but... Oh, man. Dude, he kind of looks badass in this one right here. He looks definitely like a secret ninja. I kind of hate that they all appeared in fucking She-Hulk. Like, come on, man. If these guys are like pretty, don't get me wrong, these guys are pretty cool. They definitely look goofy ass looking, but I could see like a funny animated series being made about them. Like, kind of like, I hate to say this, but like, could be more entertaining than fucking Teen Titans Go. Like, I'm just saying they could work in a Teen Titans Go format, but probably, hopefully, a lot better than Teen Titans Go. Funny enough, me and my coworker were just talking about that. We're just like, just fuck Teen Titans Go. Bring us season 6. Bring us season 6. Do it. They did it. They fucking brought back Young Justice. Fucking bring back Teen Titans. Don't fucking blue ball us with this fucking stupid ass show. Made for fucking toddlers who can't even fucking understand human English. With shit, I don't know. Yeah, that's a nice thing. I think that could be taken two ways. Like goofy characters being taken seriously sometimes is just like a badass kind of thing too. Like for example, as soon as like I think there's certain moments in comics I've seen where Deadpool just fucking stays silent or like Spider-Man stops laughing or like, making jokes and everything else. Like once Spider-Man goes silent, you fucked up. And Spider-Man's always supposed to be kind of like a goofy character. He's like, oh yeah, like Peacemaker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh fuck. There we go. Dude, it's such a nice fucking concept. Same. No. I think we'll also, you know what I'll do? I think in honor of just being comic book nerds, I think one day we'll explore like a certain comic series from Comic Historian's channel. Just because, I like to have days where I just sit back and listen to the whole entire comic series be explained to me. Because unfortunately, I've been just way too caught up on manga. I haven't been reading a lot of DC or Marvel comics, which sucks, but I mean, hey, I still go back and interested in time to time. So, like, I think, okay, one continuity I want to explore in the DC is the new big Trinity, which I think was Jonathan Kent, Damian Wayne, and what was fucking Wonder Woman's daughter's name? What was your name? Oh, Lizzie. It was Lizzie. Dude, it looks so good because there's comics about them being kids, and then there's comics about them being adults. I think one thing I heard, I heard that too. Marvel's getting a little bit better these days, which is nice. I like that. I just think sometimes that, like, to be fair, there's shit writers and artists in both types of comic book industries, in both DC and Marvel, that just make the worst kind of fucking stories. But there are always good ones that shine through both communities, which is nice, which is awesome. I love that. Because, like, that way, it still pulls readers in and makes older fans, remember why they love certain characters or comic series or just timelines in general. But, yeah, I love the fact that we get, like, Wonder Woman's daughter. Interesting thing. And it's I mean, Lizzie is so funny as a kid, but looks so fucking badass as an adult. And from what I remember, she's got like all three lassos of truth, which is a first, so that's pretty cool. And her relationship with Damien and Jonathan, so fun. Actually, it's so funny because like I think if I remember correctly, she like kicked the shit out of Killer Croc, which was really fucking funny. Like Damien had to step in and be like, "All right, hold the phone. You've nearly killed him." But there's a couple of Marvel comics I definitely want to go back into. I think I can't remember. Mostly Spider-Man stuff because I mean, hey, it's Spider-Man. He's the best fucking Marvel character of all time, dude. You can't go wrong with Spider-Man. And I definitely want to explore like the new series because I have to know. I have to know what fucking happens with Paul. There is no fucking way. You know what? To be fair though, fuck it. Mary Jane deserves his ass because you know what? She did not deserve Peter. I'm just saying it. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Because you got, if I remember correctly, one thing that confused the shit out of me was that the whole Watchmen thing in DC was happening, and Alfred was alive in that one. But while that was going on, Batman's dad came back into the main universe and snapped his neck with Bane, and Alfred died for the longest fucking time. I don't think Alfred has come back yet, too, which is still fucking weird because they were supposed to be happen both in the future and past, but like that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So when you have multiple writers doing different continuities, it just jumbles shit around. But with manga, it's one consecutive writer, which is really nice, which I think they should be going back to. Like you could have a writing team for a certain thing, but I think what they should focus on. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's still dead. Okay, yeah, I figured. But I think one thing that you should focus on is having a writing team in charge of certain characters or storylines, and then combining those with other writing teams that are trying to make a consecutive big main event in the comics, like how they kind of connected like a Infinity War in a sense, where they slowly hinted at like certain like the Infinity Stones and everything else hidden in certain objects and everything else, and then brought it all together in Infinity War. That's genius writing levels of writing right there. Like they brought it into one of the biggest fucking movie franchises of all time. If they can do that with comics, oh boy, it's gonna be amazing. If DC look, that's the problem too. DC is trying to catch up with Marvel, and with that, they're just kind of trying to copy the fucking formula, which at that time I think everybody's just gonna be turned off by that because it's gonna suck. But I think with what's his fucking name? Oh, James Gunn. I think with James Gunn at the helm, I love James Gunn. He is an amazing director. And from what I've seen him talk about with Superman, with the Superman movie, I think he's the right guy to be in charge of it because he actually sees comic book characters as who they're meant to be. Well, Zack Snyder, I love some of Zack's stuff. He did Watchmen, which I absolutely love, but Zack is more focused on action, spectacle, and just he saw Superman as a god, which no one likes this. Oh, I saw his new suit too. I saw people were dogging on it, but I absolutely love the design. It's simple, but yet it's also kind of like has a nice design to the shoulder pads and everything else. I love the design. It's awesome. Yeah, see, like this here, this is a nice design. It's simple, but yeah, it's also got a few extra layers to it. It doesn't have to be super fucking skin tight or anything else. It shows off what he needs to show off, but it's a nice reminder of, hey, Superman has always had a simple fucking costume. I mean, yes, there's been a few slight design changes, but it's still pretty simple. Unlike where with Batman, I love Robert Pattinson's Batman suit because it looks so good. Like it actually has other utilities built into the suit. Whereas, I think other Batsuits kind of just looked fucking basic. Like, even the Dark Knight trilogy suit, I was like, But with Robert Pattinson's, oh, it looks fucking amazing. Like, he even has a little part where he just shoots up adrenaline or shit. That's awesome. I like that little detail. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on, drinks. But, oh, you know what? You know what I just remembered? I just remembered that they filmed an entire Batgirl movie. Never fucking released it. yeah, I can see how it's kind of met on his shoulders. I kind of like it though, but I also kind of like that he's got like I wonder if I can open up the. Let's see, open image. Open up image. Yeah, there we go. No, I don't. Oh, son of a bitch. No, is there no way to look at the image? Open link in new tab. Oh, son of a bitch. Ah, fuck. Alright. I was gonna say there's... Fucking, let's try this again. Hold on. Okay, fuck you, Immigrant, you son of a bitch. But I'll admit, the shoulder pads, I like them in my opinion. They have a nice touch because if you look closely, he's got like some weird kind of bracer-like designs on his forearms. And he's got like a nice kind of like angle going down from like showing off his ribs and everything else. I kind of like the S a little bit because it kind of reminds me of the Superman I used to watch as a kid in what is it? What is the fucking one where he goes to the future? Yeah, it kind of has a short point. It'll be perfect. Yeah, I agree with that. What was the fucking this was another one. I think during certain Discord events we'll be watching this entire fucking series. What is it? Oh god, was it super? What is it? Fucking where's the one with Superman? Oh, it's the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that animated series, dude, fucking fire. This show was fucking the shit back in the day. I like the MCU Spider-Man design, honestly. I like it too. It's a nice touch. I kind of like I'll say this. I didn't like the black part of it. I didn't like the black part of the Spider-Man suit, but when he went back to the blue, the kind of like the bright blue at the end of like what is it? Far From Home. I absolutely was like, "Oh, let's go, baby. Original design." Because like I think no, wait. Did he have blue? Did he have blue in the original design? I don't think so. But there was one suit I knew that he had blue on in the comics that I absolutely loved. And when I saw that on the movie, I was like, oh, fucking sweet. But yeah, no, this was the fucking goatest show ever, dude. Like, as a kid. And I'm so happy that they touched on the Legion of Superheroes in the fucking, Young Justice. It was such a great fucking idea. Because okay, I had a young Kai had a little crush on what was her name, Phantom Girl, and oh boy, was she like another kind of like goth aesthetic character that I was like, I could see that. Oh, the black lines are there for comic shading. Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. I didn't know that. That's interesting though. But yeah, I'm so glad that I really wish we got more about the Legion of Superheroes because like that's its own awesome story. But yeah, young me back in the day used to have a crush. Yo, goth girls are the best, indeed. That's like, you ever seen those memes where it's like I blame the 2000s for my taste in women, and it's just like an edit of goth chick characters. That is me. I will like every single post like that because of like relatable, brother. But like this show was so good and it had such awesome characters. And then like that's another thing too. Like I love when fucking they'll straight up be just like amazing character designs. Like I think everybody in the show had an awesome character design, awesome suits, costumes, everything else. And I think the voices were perfect for the characters. Because here's the funny thing. I just recently learned about this. The guy that voiced Superman in the show in Legion of Superheroes is fucking the same voice actor for Sasuke, and I was like hooked because what's his fucking name? Yuri, I think it's Yuri Lothanol. Oh, he's an amazing voice actor, and it's funny too that he does Spider-Man 2 now. He does Spider-Man 2. But like, yeah, he did. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, okay, here's an image. I think you can see he does super... Wait, no, fuck me. There's never a good image of this shit. God damn it. Oh, here it is. If I fucking can visit the DeviantArt. But yeah, like, he did fucking Superman there. He does Sasuke. Fucking, who else does he do? I have no. Yeah, he does Spider-Man now too. See there? I didn't know. Oh wait, no, I did know he did Ben 10. I did know he did Ben 10, but I just forgot. Yeah, Yuri, dude. Yuri is the GOAT, dude. Yuri is the GOAT. I'm so glad we got a talented actor like Yuri for this show. Oh, he also does Mercury from Ruby. I remember that. I forget sometimes. But he's an amazing voice actor, and I'm so glad we have him in so much stuff. I think he fits the perfect spider. Oh my gosh, I gotta say that. I think he does the perfect Spider-Man and everything else, and it's just he's just an amazing voice actor. But let's see what else was there. Yeah, but there was. Oh my gosh. Speaking of um, no, it's not speaking of, but like I can't wait for some of the DC movies and Marvel movies coming out. I'm kind of iffy on Marvel now for the movies because like I just think so much of them have kind of just gone down the shitter. But with I'm excited for the new Captain America because we're finally getting Red Hulk, and I've been waiting for that motherfucker to show up for a while. I'm kind of disappointed that it's not going to be a Hulk villain because let's be honest, I think Hulk deserves his own movie at this point. Why not just make Red Hulk the Hulk villain? I get the masterminds in it, but come on, man. I just need a Hulk movie. I do hope it gets better because I think it's just become too saturated because they're trying to race to make another big bad and another Infinity War. But I hope they just take a step back and be like, all right, hold on, let's refocus on the main kind of stuff. Let's not make it too much of a comedy, like because that's another thing. They're making too much comedy in these type of movies. Oh, he's getting. Oh, I forgot he's doing world. I forgot the World Breaker. Yeah, no, thank you. I forgot about that actually. But yeah, I'm so glad about that. And I think one of the other ones is what was the one coming out with the Winter Soldier? Oh God, what was that one? Shit, hold on. I'm just gonna look this up. Nope, wasn't that one. What was the new one? Shit, I'm forgetting. Is it like oh my God. Oh Jesus, hold on. I'm trying to figure this one out. Nope, it wasn't the Falcon. Oh God damn it. Oh, Thunderbolts. It was Thunderbolts. I forgot. Yeah, it was Thunderbolts. I'm actually gonna see Thunderbolts and Captain America: Brave New World because I like both the actors and I like the storylines. But what else was there? Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of Avengers type threats anymore, so it just feels loose. Whereas like of course we got the first Avengers, which definitely felt like a threat to the world, so they had to come together and fight. Then there was Ultron, which of course was a worldwide problem, so they definitely had to come together and fight. Then of course everyone kind of fucked off and did their own thing, which made sense because like nothing happened after that. They were just getting ready, or they split up because of Civil War, so that makes sense. And then that's when like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame came out, and so they were just like, "Fuck it, we gotta team up again together." Oh, Daredevil, yeah, dude. Oh, I can't wait for Daredevil. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. I wish they brought back Punisher though, honestly too. I was looking at some scenes with the old series, and I gotta say, I love the acting in it so much. John does an amazing job at playing Punisher. And I remember actually just recently seeing a short where like, oh, he is there. Awesome, sweet. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be watching it then. I mean, I was gonna watch it anyways because it's fucking Daredevil. But I was hoping John would be in it, so that's awesome. It's good to know. What else other shows is there? Um, I'm kind of iffy. I'm actually kind of also just iffy about watching a lot of MCU movies that involve Kang, because with the actor's recent drama and controversy, did I see the suit? No, I didn't. I didn't see the suit. Hold on. Oh, hold on. New suit. I'll do new suit. New suit. Oh yeah, it's this one. Yeah, right. Dude, that looks kind of fire. Not gonna lie. That looks nice. Oh man, look at that. That's a beauty. Ooh. These ones already made? Oh wait, no, this is the new suit? Dude, that looks fire as fuck. It definitely fits more. It definitely got a little bit more black in it. That's nice. Oh, that's gonna look fucking fire. I'm gonna admit this. I'm gonna admit this too, honestly. I didn't even realize it until right now. I didn't even realize this till now, but the old suit that they used to have is way too much of a dark red color. Like, it's so dark. And like, I don't know if it just could also just be the lighting or something, but I just kind of prefer. I definitely prefer the one on the right, because that definitely looks way more, just like in tune with it. Because like, I think every time I've seen Daredevil, his suit's kind of really bright, not super bright where he could get noticed, but bright enough where you can tell it's him. But with the Yeah, he does need a D&D on his chest. Now, that's one thing you don't ever take away is the logos on, like, superhero uniforms. It's, like, iconic. You can't take those away. And hopefully they kind of add the D&D at one point. But it's, like, definitely, you always, like... That's the best thing about superhero costumes. They always have their kind of identity on the suit. Like, Captain America... Iron Man doesn't even really technically have an icon. I mean, I guess his what is it? The chest thing is his like icon. Then there's Wolverine. He kind of has like the black stripes, the black and blue color scheme and everything else. It's the same thing with Spider-Man, same thing with the Punisher, same thing with Batman, Superman, all those kind of superheroes. You never take the icon off of their, like if it's presented on their chest, never take it away. You can have like different interpretations of the icon. I think what is it? I think Christian Bale's was just like, it definitely was a bat, but I think Robert Pattinson's was just like a kind of like a line with like bat that resembled bat wings, so it was something similar. But yeah, don't ever take the icon off the chest. It's like bad, at least in my opinion. Because like, yes, we know who it is, but I mean, come on, dude, it's iconic to the suit. It's like Spider-Man just wearing a suit that doesn't have a spider on it. Like, it's just gonna look kind of like a checkered piece of shit costume. Fuck yeah, but the King the Conqueror stuff is gonna be like, I'm iffy about it now that like what's his name has had some controversy coming about him. I don't even know if it's resolved too. That's what's fucking crazy. What was his fucking name? Yeah, what was his fucking name? Oh, Jonathan Majors, yeah. Majors. Has the fucking controversy ended him about him? Hold on. Okay, so there's Jonathan Majors lands first movie role after domestic assault conviction. I wonder what it could be. Let's check it out. Oh, he's gonna be like a CIA investigator who goes through tracks after a woman he loves is overpowered by sinister forces. Okay, so he's got something like that, and by the like younger brother of the guy who made Dune. So that's interesting. But was he convicted? Was he found guilty? Hold up. Oh, this is gonna be fucked up to look. Okay, so he was convicted. Okay. Ah, man. That... Yeah, the Robert Pattinson suit does make him look like the Dark Knight, and if he's... Oh, dude. Okay, I'm going to admit this. I hate the fact that they're recasting him, but I understand it. Because, like, yes, he's been convicted of it. It definitely sucks, and I wish he wasn't. I wish he was found not guilty, but hey, if he did it, he did it. No taking it back. Never should have happened. Never should have done it. Because laying your hands on somebody, especially a woman, if you're actually in love with them, don't ever do it. I've just been in too many cases. I wouldn't. No, sorry. I've never been in cases like that, but I've just seen so many abuse shit that I'm just like, dude, it makes my stomach churn, which sucks because I've seen it personally, which I don't like doing. And he did it. There's no taking it back. I hope he has the chance to reform himself and just be a better person and just not hit people in general. But it kind of sucks that he's going to be recast, but definitely understand it. I think he was perfect for the role. He's an amazing actor. I just think he just made poor fucking decisions. Oh, is he going to be recast? Chat. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong version. So he was fired from Marvel Studios. They are trying to recast, but it looks like some people are debating on if it's a good idea or if Marvel's actually trying to work around him being recasted. Because I'm gonna say he appeared in the Loki series. He appeared in the Loki series season 1 and 2, and then he went to Ant-Man, and so many people have seen him. So many young people, especially that don't know, are gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Because okay, look, if they don't keep him on, that's their choice. I'm just saying, I think it's a bad idea. Give him another chance. Don't recast him. Sign him back onto a contract. But it's their decision. They do what they want to do. I just think that like they've already dug him in too deep into the MCU. Oh, yeah, fair enough. He is a multiversal character, and Kang does have multiple variants, so they could work around that where there could just be a new variant, or technically just say, yeah, I've always been Kang, just another variant. But it's going to be so odd because everyone, especially I think everyone that's new to the MCU and just watching the movies and shows, are going to be like, why the fuck does he look different? I mean, yeah, they can look up and see the controversy itself, but it's definitely going to be eye-jarring. It's going to be definitely a little jarring, but they could definitely do it, especially since, like, yes, he is a multiversal character, and he has different variations. I've always heard that, too. Every time I look up this, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're going to recast him, and technically he's just another variant. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. They could definitely go with that route. So it's not too bad. So works out either way. So, but oh man. Also, I had no idea about this. The girl that plays, what's her name? Oh my god, who's the fucking? By the way, have you heard about the fucking asterisk thing going on around with Thunderbolts? Nobody knows what the fuck that is, and fucking Kevin Feige or whoever the fuck it is, said it won't be explained until the end of the movie or something. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I didn't come here to look for catchy shit in the fucking title. Just fucking name it Thunderbolts and move on with your fucking life. It's a goddamn movie. But he said, like, some people theorize it's gonna be like, oh, it's a placeholder. I'm like, they're called the fucking Thunderbolts. Just call them fucking Thunderbolts. Don't call them fucking Dark Avengers. Don't do that shit. They're Thunderbolts. Just fucking call them that. It's the team name. You haven't changed the fucking Avengers name. They haven't fucking said, oh yeah, it's a placeholder. Fucking assholes. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Look, just give me Thunderbolts. That's it. Name the fucking movie that. Don't put a fucking asterisk on it. But Florence, I can't fucking say her name. Florence Pug, whatever the fuck her name is. She's been she was in, I think, Captain America, the first movie, if I can find. I fucking remember, I think, because, like, if you look closely, she was in a scene with, what's his fucking name? In Captain, fuck me. Am I fucked? No. Kind of want a new Taskmaster. I thought okay, so, I'm just gonna admit it, I did not go and see, I just didn't go and see Black Widow. Because I don't know, I just, at the time, interest for MCU movies was falling off because I was like, yeah. She's in Hawkeye. Oh. I didn't even... Okay, to be fair, I haven't watched a lot of shit. I've just been watching YouTube videos explaining to me because I think after Endgame happened, I'm just like... I turned myself off because I'm just like, there's no way they're going to be able to top this. And ever since I've been watching other movies and hearing about it from, like, my other family members, like, my brother told me straight up they killed off Wanda in fucking Multiverse of Madness. I'm like, God damn it. And then they killed off fucking what is it? The Illuminati. I'm like, God damn it. Come on, man. And they try to make it horror adjacent. I'm just like, I like the idea of them making it horror adjacent, but I'm just like, God, don't kill off the characters, man. They're supposed to be powerful. There's no way Wanda beat the shit out of them, especially with. Okay, I have this problem where. Okay, good. I'm doing the right thing, not watching. All right, awesome. All right, cool. Just making sure, cause like. That's where my shit kind of just fell off. And I'm just like, I'm just going to fucking hear it and then judge by that. But with Captain America and then, of course, Thunderbolts coming out, I maybe will start giving a chance because I'll admit, I love Thor, Love and Thunder. I thought it was a pretty good wrap-up and kind of a wrap-up, but I just liked his character development through it. And I also liked Gore. Amazing. I think there definitely could have been more done with it, but I liked it. It was a 5 out of 10 film in my opinion, but something I definitely watch again and cry to because it was sad, definitely sad. All right, though. Enough about talking about movies. It's 11:58 now. I'm gonna head out. I hope to see you. Let's see, what day am I gonna stream again? I might be on tomorrow, depending. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'm not on tomorrow. But if I don't see you tomorrow, bruh, I will see you Saturday. Because that's when we'll be doing day 4. And like I said, that's when we'll be watching the entire... see, they could have done more with Gore. That's one big thing they could have done. So much potential there. So much. But like I said, I'm heading off. And I think day 4 is when we'll pick up with the... Ouroboros SCP, and then that will be the final SCP day before on Sunday I just play Elden Ring with either my boyfriend's not my boyfriend, sorry, my sister's boyfriend or my brother. But yeah, I'll be heading out. I hope you have a good night, bro. Hopefully you just continue to watch enjoy yourself. I'll definitely check out the playlist, give my feedback, and hopefully you get that new PC. See ya. Gay. No, I like women, trust me. Alright, I'll see you later, bro. See ya.